Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel, and hello if you are new. I am GrandMcLegend, and today we are going to start off with saying that yes, I have been away for a month, and yeah, it's been a very long month. It has been a while since I've made a video. My last one was the Top 5 Heavy, and that was like, yeah, it's like a month ago now. But we are back, and we are here with some important information, which is the balance changes. Now, I read through these this morning, and some of them made me go like, what the hell are you thinking? And I just want to share that feeling with you all, because I'm just that nice and caring. So yeah, first of all, we're going to read these, which will then try and hopefully make sense of what the hell is above. So yeah, in version 11.15 December, we will have a huge rebalance of tier 10. As you can see, all the above changes in advance. The change is not 100% final yet, but close to it. So if there is anything changed, it will probably be like a 0.1 of a second of a change. Post your feedback, blah blah blah. Right, now here's the good stuff. Goals of this rebalance. Changing the established meta. Many tanks that are currently not interesting enough, i.e. like the 113, 215B, things like that, will become more fun and good to play. Conversely, those that have been favourites for over a year, E50M, Pattern, every other good tank, will be becoming less powerful. Why not just make it so all the other tanks are powerful first of all? Or why not just do it like micro balances like they do on Wotb so that everything matches each other? Like, it's not difficult. Making some community changes, thanks to the ideas to the super testers and contributors, okay? Decreasing burst damage of some autoloaders. Now keep that in mind. Yeah, do keep that in mind, as that will definitely contradict something later on. And giving them something in return, so like speed and armor, etc, etc. Players of various skill levels often write about these, about this. Yeah, everyone does, because autoloaders are too freaking good. Changing shell speed and shell types for many tanks, we want to give APCR shells a bit more love, even though they have translated literally every APCR main shell into AP, which, okay, whatever you say. Fixing equipment which made shooting uncomfortable. Okay, whatever. Making medium tanks and light tanks a bit more distinct in their viewing range. Now, also keep that in mind. So, as we've read all of that, it's time to go to the top. Equipment changes. Enhanced gun lane drive, 15 to 12%. That is, if I remember correctly, I believe that is the one that is with Refined Gun, but I'm not entirely sure. And also Refined Gun, well, it basically affects your aim time. And Refined Gun affects your dispersion. Honestly, these two really needed a nerf, because you would have like a 0.4 accuracy tank destroyer, and then you put Refined Gun on it, and then it's like 0.31 or 0.3 or 0.32, sorry, or something stupid like that. So yeah, I'm glad that has changed, to be fair. Supercharger, 35% shell speed, 60% pen loss goes to 30% shell speed and 50% pen loss, which is not that good. But who uses that anyway? You want aim time. Right, now here's the good stuff, the balance changes. Now, medium tanks. Can I zoom this in? I cannot zoom this in. The Lion, Italian medium tank, engine power 840 to 865, alright. Reload speed 17.26 to 15.34 for the third shell, or the reserve shell. 3.94 to 3.27, that's a buff. 4.96 to 4.75, that's a buff. Armor and turret, improved, that's a buff. And then shell speeds decreased, well, majorly for the APCR, I think it has, or is it heat? But yeah, the premium shell has been decreased by 300 meters a second. Why is this happening? And a slight nerf to the view range. So overall, I'd say this is a buff. But that shell speed absolutely sucks. Like, why did this have to change? The Marat. Okay, here we go. You remember the thing where it says decreasing burst damage? Yeah, Alpha goes from 370 to 390, 310 to 325, 430 to 480. Yeah, that's decreasing the burst damage, mate. What the hell? But yeah, Project Marat. Between shells, so the reload time 2.4 to 2, that's a buff. 650 to 685 for the engine power, that's a buff. Reload time 15.34 to 15.82. Honestly, the reload of the magazine of the Marat was way too fast for all it was, in my opinion, especially with vents. Shell speed 1100 to 890, whatever. 1250 to 800, so that's a 450 freaking shell speed reduction. Why did this have to happen? 265 to 260 meters of view range. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to think about this. Yeah, it did get a 20 alpha buff and a 0.4 second reduction on its intra-clip reload. Why did this have to change? Like, what are we doing? Right, E50M, the elephant in the room. Engine power 1,200 to 100 to 1,115. Alpha damage 340 to 360. Why? Why is this happening? 300 to 315, and then 450 to 480. Main shell is now AP instead of APCR. That is really nice. So far, it feels like a buff. Main shell speed 1090 to 850. Main / gold shell pen. So the main is 450 to 245 to 241, and then 300 on the heat to 295. Okay, that isn't that big of a change though, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it is still quite a bit of pen, but it's a medium tank. They shouldn't have pen. 6.52 seconds of reload to the 7.29. Thank you very much. 260 to 255. Reactive armor removed. Thank God. I was getting really pissed off with that tank because it's just, why did it need what it had? Like, yeah, thank you for changing that tank. Moving on to the CS63, engine power 864 to 915, max speed forward is 58 to 60, so this is like a light tank now, for some absurd reason. We have the concealment of the stationary and moving, so yeah, 43 to 46 while stationary, 39 while moving, and 9 upon firing. Aim time 3.7 to 3.4, much wanted. I wanted this tank to have better aim time. Honestly, this is really nice. 1,800 hit points to 1,750. And again, the freaking shell speed decreasing on the AP to 800 from 1,000. AP, no, is it heat or is it APCR? APCR, I'm going to guess, to 1,300, and then 700 on the HE. T62, reload time of 6.9 to 6.9 to 6.62. Thank you. This thing needed its DPM back. Shot dispersion 0.345 to 336. Nice. 620 to 650 engine power. Nice. Armor in the hull. Nice. Improved. 260 to 255 view range. So yeah, this is what they're talking about when they're saying distinguishing the view ranges of the mediums and lights. Yeah, I'm glad. This is basically the old T62, and I'm so happy this is coming back. Object 140, speed 60 to 64. Engine power 740 to 757. Reload time 5.66 to 5.55. Thank you. Bring back this thing's DPM as well. And our armor in a turret has improved. It's like a light tank at this point. And then view range of 265 to 260. Okay, that's alright. I'm glad that that's coming back. T22 medium, shot dispersion to 0.355 to 0.345. That's a buff. Aim time 4.2 to 3.9. That's a buff. Engine power 699 to 650. Minor buff. Nerf, sorry. View range, same as all the others. This is a buff. This is a buff. What are we doing? It's a T22. This thing does not need a nerf. This thing needs a nerf. Why are we buffing it? Why? M60. Turret rotation speed 43 to 40. Well, 43.81 to 47.98 degrees per second. That is really nice. It already felt too fast, but whatever. Armor in the turret is improved. Armor in the hull is weakened, which is really good because you could side scrape the shit out of the M60. I'm glad that has been changed, or nerfed at least. Shell speed 1140 to 850, 970 to 800, and then 870 to 720. Everything's going below 1,000 at this point. Why is this happening? 270 meters of view range to 265. I don't even know why it's at 270 in the first place. That's light tanks. M48 pattern. Shot dispersion 0.336 to 0.326. Then we also have the aim time of 0.37 to 3.7 to 3.5. These are both buffs, by the way. It's an M48 pattern. Shell speeds 1478 to 1400, 1173 to 790, 1173 to 780. Main shell top. Okay, AP to APCR. Why? It was fine. Removed reactive armor, thank you very much. And now the view range is now 265. Okay, so the main problem here, why does it need to be changed to APCR? There is no need. Why does it need to change to APCR? That's just stupid. But whatever floats your boat, wargaming. Armor in the turret of the FV4202 has been buffed. It was already pretty troll. I cannot imagine the amount of armor this thing will have now. But yeah, we'll just roll along with it. It's wargaming, we can't stop them. View range 265 to 260. This is for the heat gun on the 4202. So the shell speed is 1310 to 1400. The heat is 970 to 810. And the HE is 950 to 700. Gold shell pen to 310. Nice. And then we also have the reload time decreased by 0.19, which is really nice, from 6.9 to 6.7. Aim time also decreased from 3.9 to 3.7. So that's a buff on the 4202's heat gun there. Might be a chance for me to actually try that gun now. But I definitely probably still will prefer the Hesh gun. But the shell speeds 1,000. What this is for the Hesh gun, 1,120 to 850. This is AP we're talking about. 940 to 720 and 920 to 690. What are we doing? Yeah, they completely destroyed the Hesh gun, even if it is literally just the Hesh even if it is just the shell speeds. Like, what are we doing? Might actually be time to migrate over to the heat gun now. But whatever. Progetto 65, better turret rotation dispersion. Okay, so if you're just turning your turret and not moving, which you shouldn't be doing, yeah, that is really good. Like, just pre-aim a spot. You don't have to move your turret, but whatever. Yeah, that's been improved. So yeah, whatever. Engine power 720 to 780. Aim time 4.1 to 3.9. HP 1900 to 1800, and then view range 265 to 260. Nice change. That's a good change. I like that. Not Object 907. Better turret rotation dispersion. Main shell pen 245 to 248. Shell speed 1015 to 1400. 900 to 790. And then 1115 to 710. I want to know why the Heat had a lower shell velocity than the HE. Is that meant to be the case? Yeah, whole rotation speed 54.68 to 50.22. Then we also have the main shell type AP to APCR. Yeah, see how it's happening again. 265 to 260 for the view range. What we're doing. The Caro. Now this is going to cause some ruckus. Shell speed 960 to 840. 1219 to 1360. 762 to 750. Armor in the turret has been improved. Reload time 22.05 seconds to 18.71. 8.15 seconds to 6.94. 7.19 seconds to 6.14. 4.79 to 4.01. Reload time between shells 3.53 to 3.33. So this is just a major buff to the tank. Alpha damage 380 to 360. Why? I mean, that's not as bad as a tank that we will see later on. I'll tell you that now, because this is child's play compared to what will be said later on. View range is changing from 260 to 255. But yeah, 330 on the Heat or APCR, whichever it is, and to 310, and then 500 to 450 on the HE. STB shot dispersion 0.345 to 0.336. All right. Whole rotation speed 53.57 to 49.1. That is bad. That is really bad. This is a medium tank. Shell speed 1180 to 850, 1090 to 790, 940 to 700. Why? View range 260 to 255. Kampf Panzer 50 ton. Now I've been waiting for this. I've been looking for this. HP 1800 to 1850. Engine power 900 to 925. Better hull movement rotation dispersion. Nice. Aim time 3.6 to 3.1. That aim time is going to be ridiculous. Shell speed 1230 to 850. 1080 to 790. 1010 to 700. View range 260 to 255. This is going to be an amazing tank. I'm looking forward to playing this. Yeah, really looking forward to that, actually. That could actually be the new meta. I mean, the shell speed could have affected that, but this could be a really good tank. But yeah, these shell speeds are definitely getting a kick in the ass. Like, why is this even necessary? Right, 121B, alpha damage 350 to 380. Why? 300 on the Heat to 320, and then 400 to 480 on the HE. Why? 3.2 seconds of aim time to 2.7. Mate, this should be a 120mm gun. Why is the aim time 2.7? This is basically a WZ-121 2.0. Engine power 605 to 625. Reload time 6.9 to 7.57. Shell speed 1478 to 900. 1173 to 800. Same again for the HE to 700. Worst turret rotation dispersion and view ranges 260 to 255. WZ-121 alpha damage going from 420 to 440, 370 to 380, and 500 to 540 respectively. Why? It was fine. Armour in the turret and hull improved, bearing in mind that this tank, I do not see a message saying tungsten removed or reactive armour removed. This is going to be the new meta, guys. Watch it happen. This will be a tank in the new meta, trust me. Reload speed 8.72 to 9.2. Shell speed 830 to 800, 810 to 760, and 790 to 700. View range 260 to 255. TVP. Okay, here we go. Alpha 310 to 320, 250 to 255, 410 to 430. Reload speed of the magazine 23.53 seconds to 19.18. The fact that you'd be able to reload this thing's magazine before a Death Star is stupid. Reload time between shells 1.88 to 1.5. So this is what it was originally. Quantity of shells 4 to 3. What we're doing wargaming. But I actually like this change because 4 shells, honestly, was just not enough. You can see that people are absolutely depressed over this change with 183 downvotes. But honestly, I'm happy this is the case because 4 shell, like 1,200 damage in the span of 6 seconds was just stupid. Same with the 4005. Like, why was that necessary? It was fine with 3 when it was originally 3. But yeah, I can see why people would be disappointed. The YOLOers, the YOLO dumpers just won't be able to do their job as well as they would have done. But yeah, instead of 1,240 damage, you're going to do 960 per clip now. And the shell speed, 1,400 to 900, 900 to 860, 900 to 700, view range 260 to 255. Okay, so the TVP is definitely a nerf. Moving on to the Leopard, my baby. Alpha, 360 to 370, nice. 300 to 305, 400 to 420. Reload time 6.23 to 6.45. Now I'm no good with the calculator, so I honestly cannot work out if this is better than what it would be. Better than the current damage per minute, but we shall see when it officially comes out. Main shell AP to APCR. They ruined my baby. What are they doing? 1,478 to 1,600. This is like light speed at this point. 1,173 to 900, 1,173 to 800. Now that is going to feel like such a difference when changing shell types. That is a 700 meters a second difference. Okay, whatever you say. 270 to 265 meters of view range. AMX 30B, max speed forward 62 to 65. Reload speed 7.13 to 6.88. Armour in the turret improved. Shell speed 1247 to 920. 1024 to 1080. And then 994 to 790. View range 265 to 260. This is basically a cycle now. Like the 30B, before it got nerfed, this update, or this meta, or this balance, this is exactly what it was before. Why does it need changing? Like, the 30B is a fine tank. It doesn't need changing. Okay, so the light tanks are finally moving on. Vickers, max speed 65 to 68. Engine power 920 to 936. Gun depression 10 to 11. Armour in the turret improved. It was way too troll. Why are they improving it? And 260 to 270 meters of view range. Okay. That's a buff. That is a big buff for the Vickers. But yeah, that is a really nice buff for the Vickers. Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. View range 260 to 280. This is the spotter of the next update by far. Alpha damage 330 to 340, 280 to 285, 430 to 450. Reload time 7 to 6.71. And then main shell pen, 230 to 236. Okay, so far not so good. We're going into a light tank meta again. We've had this before. Bat chat, WZ, yeah, T100. We're not having this again, Wargaming. Come on. But yeah, this Ramatar Panzerwagen has been massively buffed. WZ1321, simply view range has been decreased. This is not the spotter of the game now. It's now sitting at 265. What are we doing? T100 light, view range 260 to 265. Gold shell pen 285 to 295. Reload time 6.04 to 6.52. That is a major DPM nerf. Whole rotation speed 60 to 55.8. And then worst turret rotation dispersion. Okay, I don't like that. The T100 was a very nice tank, and they just destroyed it. But the pen has increased, I can't deny that fact. Sheridan added the tungsten shells. I'm leaving this game. Main shell, APCR to AP. Why? Shell speed, 820 to 750, 740 to 800, 690 to 640. Reload speed, 14.38 to 15.34. Why does the Sheridan need this? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why are we changing the Sheridans? Why? That is just... New meta light, guys. Batchat 25T, or Bar Shotty 25 ton, whatever you want to call it. I call it the Batchat. View range 265 to 270. Hull rotation speed 62 to 59. For 100mm gun. So this is the 4-shot. Reload time 14.68 to 3.71. Reload time between shells 2.22 to 2.0. Shell type AP to APCR, obviously. APCR to heat. HE to HE. Why? Shell speed 1000 to 1320, 1250 to 850, 1k to 750. Okay, whatever. Alpha 270 to 250, 240 to 230, 350 to 315. This is tier 10. Why are we having 250 alpha? Why? And the 3-shot shell type APCR to AP. That's good. Reload time 18.6 to 15.99. That is, yeah, that is a lot. 2.8 to 3.0. Shell speed 1460 to 900, 800 to 820, 800 to 770. Alpha damage 350 to 330, 300 to 390, 400 to 370. I'm honestly alright with this change. At least it's got AP and the freaking... I mean, look at that change. That is nearly a 3-second decrease on the magazine for the Batchat. But people absolutely hate this one because 250 is not tier 10. Okay, moving on to the tank destroyers. We've got the WZ113 GFT. Aim time 4.1 to 3.8. Shell speed 760 to 790, 760 to 730, 760 to 700. Is that meant to be what it was? 760 all round. HP 2000 to 1920. Shot dispersion 0.364 to 0.384. Honestly, to me, the GFT had pretty bad accuracy, especially for what it was. Why did it need to be nerfed? Because I often found that even when I was fully aimed in, it just went to like the outside of the aim circle. Like, why? And then camo respectively 47 to 41, 37 to 31, 7 to 6. Okay. Hurry, shell speed 960 to 900, 980 to 950, 870 to 800. Something needs to be changed here, Wargaming. Yeah, something definitely needs to be changed here. Reactive armor. Where is it? Why are you not removing reactive armor off the Hurry? and all the DPM and the armor and everything else that tank has got. The 420 millimeters of pen that this tank has got with AP. And then freaking Binu says that this would be to change the making it so that that it be more balanced. And I'm like, why? This is not balancing the game at all. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, moving on. Minotauro, armor turret improved. Main shell type APCR to AP. This tank is gonna stink. Honestly, put it into a hold down position. It'll be way too good. XM. Main shell type, APCR to AP, good. Armor and turret improved, good. Shell types, shell speed, 1000 to 890, 1100 to 840, 900 to 850. I'm going to love this tank even more. It's such a nice tank. And it'll be even better because it was good because of AP. Now it has APCR. Now it has AP again. And the armor in the turret is improved. I just hope they fix the mantlet. T110E3. Hull rotation speed. 25.67 to 29. Armor in the hull improved. Why? It's a T110E3. So you're telling me that that this tank needs to have an armor improvement. So if we just go to the T110E3, wherever the heck it is, and then we change this to another E3, like even now, why does this need a whole armor improvement? It does not. Like, okay, so if you put on the APCR or the premium rounds, yeah, you'll pen. But that's 341 millimeters of armor. Like, why does this need to be changed? If we put this into a hold down position, that is now 354. Why does this need to be changed? I do not know. But I just don't know the way that wargaming works nowadays. Like, this is stupid. Like, let's get like a run-of-the-mill medium tank, or even just another tank destroyer. 268 version 4, and then put on the heat and the calibrated shells. Like, you can't pen this. That's 376. What are we doing? And this thing needs a whole armor buff, apparently. Come on, wargaming. Why? Shell speed 870 stays the same, 1088 to 1390 and 870 to 780. Main shell pen 285 to 275. I'll agree, the E3's pen was way too good. Especially matching it with the premium rounds as well. But that doesn't make any sense in regards to the Ho-Rees, so I don't even know what's going through Wargaming's minds at this minute. Version 4 Alpha goes from 650 to 670, 580 to 590, 800 to 840. Shot dispersion 431 to 422. Aim time 5 to 5.5. 7.9 to 880, 730 to 730, 700 to 700. Better turret rotation dispersion, so that's basically if you're moving the entire tank, I guess. Main shell type, APCR to AP. HE shell pen goes from 52 to 60. Worst shot dispersion from hull movement rotation. The freaking version 4 doesn't have a turret. Why do you need to specify this? It is an entire hull. Do you mean gun movement? I don't know. Reload time 14.86 to 15.82. I don't like that. A trade-off of a second of reload to 20 alpha is pretty bad in my opinion. 263, better gun movement speed. Your limit. So this is the being able to move this tank. It moved this tank's gun left and right, I think. So 12. It's now 12 degrees each side. Engine power 930 to 980. Terrain resistance 87 to 104. 74 to 80. 52 to 58. Max speed forward 50 to 48. T110E4, engine power 920 to 985, shell speed 810 to 1400. That is a massive buff. 785 to 850, 770 to 700. Badger, main shell type APCR to AP, better hull movement slash rotation dispersion, better gun movement dispersion. And shell speed is now 980 to 900, 945 to 850, 910 to 750. Okay. Object 268, terrain resistance 95 to 104, 80 to 87, 52 to 58. Reload speed 15.34 to 14.6. Engine power 800 to 831, and then alpha 690 to 670, 590 to 580, 1000 to 960. Right, moving on. Waffen F1.0. HP goes from 1850 to 900. Jaegeru, better hull movement dispersion, better gun movement dispersion, engine power 1200 to 1255, shot dispersion 0.364 to 0.393. That is a 0.03 increase. That's huge. Remove tungsten shells as well. Wow. And aim time 5.3 to 5.4. Oh, okay. Grill 15. Shell speed 1350 to 1480. 900 to 1950. 900 to 800. The grill can now look left and right by 65 degrees. Main shell type AP to APCR. The grill. 303 millimeters of pen goes to 303 millimeters of pen. Aim time 3.8 to 3.6. It was already really nice. Gun depression goes from 5 to 6. Worst turret rotation dispersion. It has a really nice aim time anyway, but this tank just keeps getting butchered. This is going to be amazing, what we're looking at. Aim time 5.1 to 4.9. Engine power 950 to 975. Gun caliber 123 to 150 millimeters. Reload speed of the magazine 23.49 to 21.54. Alpha damage 410 to 650. 350 to 550. 500 to 930. Added reticle calibration. Shell pen 290 to 290. 370 to 360. 65 to 80. Shell types AP to APCR. APCR to HE to HE. Shell speed 1000 to 1320. 1250 to 890, 1000 to 800. Removed shell reload boost consumable. Reload time between shells 2.5 to 4 seconds. HP 1750 to 1700. Quantity of shells 4 to 2. Why did this need changing? This tank didn't need changing, yet it is drastically changed. This is an entirely new tank now. Like they were talking about, you remember when I said that Binu was saying decreasing the burst damage of some autoloaders and giving them something in return? This is on another level. Like, why? I don't like this. This is a horrible change. I do not like this. This is horrible. Yeah, Death Star, rearrange 250 to 240. Moving on to the final category, the heavy tanks. Chieftain Mark 6, terrain resistance 91 to 104, 83 to 91, 58 to 61. Reload speed 8.63 to 8.28. HP increased by 40 to 2400. Aim time 4.3 to 4. Armor turret improved. Shell speed 1372 to 880. 1350 to 800, 671 to 740. This is a major buff for the chieftain. This is a major buff for the chieftain. Rhino, instead, basically this is getting type 71 in equipment. Reload time 10.8 to 11.41. 8.81 to 9.71. Gun rotation speed 25.03 to 20.86. Gun depression, it's gun elevation 17 to 14. This tank has finally been nerfed since it has been added to the game. It was great while it lasted. Let's just have a minute's silence for the Rinoceronte and its loss for being in the spotlight of the heavy tank genre of World Tank Splits. It's finally been changed. It was really nice, and they are finally changing it. Moving on to the 116 F3, remove reactive armor consumable and sandbag provisions. I just realised I've been recording for 40 minutes. I do apologise, but this is very close to the end now. Mouse, shell speed 875 to 850, 1080 to 1290, 830 to 780. Armor in the turret improved. HP goes up to 2,900. Worse hull movement rotation dispersion. T95E6 armor and turret weakened. VZ55 aim time 4.6 to 4.4. Added gear oil for some reason. Reload speed 17.74 to 19.37. Reload between shells 4 to 3 seconds. Concept 1B. Oh yeah, remember the autoloader comment? Decreasing burst damage of some autoloaders. Well, you're in for a ride. Right, where are you? Mr. Concept 1B? Right, terrain resistance 87 to 104, 80 to 91, 43 to 50. Shot dispersion 0.336 to 0.364. Main shell type APCR to AP. Quantity of shells 1 to 2. Magazine reload 8.44 to 15.53. Reload between shells is 2.5. Shell speed 980 to 900, 1120 to 880, and 940 to 830. What are we doing? We made another autoloader. Why is this necessary? Type 71. HP 2,550 to 2,650. Aim time 4.8 to 4.5. Reduced armor for middle frontal section. Now, I honestly am a bit confused as to what they mean by this. So I'm just going to quickly have a look. When it finally loads, I believe what it means is this. Like, this is 274, that's 178, that's 100. This is a 274mm plate. I think that's what they'll be changing, if I'm perfectly honest. Because that's middle section of an upper plate. But it could be this one, because it's in the middle of the upper plates, because you can see that it's angled, look. So I honestly am really not sure what that means. But yeah, moving on. WZ113 HP is now 2,450. Alpha goes from 400 to 410, 360 to 365, and 490 to 520. And the reload speed has been increased from 8.34 to 8.73. No, you're just destroying the tank. That will decrease the DPM for sure. 100%. Shell speed for the AMX M454. 840 to 850, 840 to 800, 840 to 760. Engine power 950 to 972. Main shell type APCR to AP. Removed reactive armor, good. Kranwagen shell speed 1000 to 850, 840 to 800, 680 to 690. The Kranwagen now gets AP as its main shell. HP for the GrandMcLegend is being increased to 2040. Shot dispersion 0.345 to 0.364. And the aim time is now 4.7 or going up to 5. That's bad. I don't like that change. But that'll kind of make up for the intraclip reload on the GrandMcLegend. So it's a bit mixed. But I'm going to have to try that out to make my opinion on that tank. E5 HP is now 2400. Hull turning speed 27.9 to 33.48. That's really nice. Reload speed 9.49 to 9.2. Really nice. 3.2 to 3.5 to aim time. Okay, but V-stabs and that might actually be able to decrease that still. Shot dispersion 0.316, 0.326. And then the shell speed is 1067 to 800, 1067 to 920, and 1067 to 710. IS-4, Jesus Christ, I've been going on for so long. Shell penetration 252 to 258, 330 to 340, 65 to 68. Reload time 9.59 to 10.55. HP is now 2650. Engine power is 807, is now 700 instead of 870. Max speed forward is 44 to 38. Aim time is 5.1 to 5.8, and the armor has been improved in the hull and turret in various different places. So you know, I'm not actually sure what they think of when they say different armor improvements. Like, it can't just be like 1mm. It's got to be more. Like, they need to visualize it. That would make it so much easier for the people. IS-7 terrain resistance 87 to 104, 70 to 77, 56 and 61. Aim time from 5.9 to 5.5. Engine power 1000 to 940. Worse hull movement and rotation dispersion. Okay, I'm fine with that. 60 TP. Shell speed 780 to 780, 680 to 740, 770 to 700. Terrain resistance 87 to 104, 70 to 77, 56 to 61. Main shell type APCR to AP. 60 TP is going to be really nice, especially with the shell change. 114 SP2, still not getting this tank even after its buffs. Max speed forward is 32 to 35. Aim time is 5.9 to 5.6. E100 engine power 1260 to 1330. Max speed backwards, 15 to 12. For the 128mm gun, dispersion is 0.364 to 0.355. Nice. Reload speed 10.55 to 10.07. Nice. And aim time 4.8 to 4.6. Nice. So they've basically mega buffed the 128mm. The 150mm gun is reload speed has been decreased from 18.98 to 17.74. Its alpha damage is 645 instead of 660, 570 instead of 580, and 990 instead of 1020. Sorry, I said that in the wrong order. 215B. HP is now 2040. Reload speed is 8.15 now. And hull and turret armor improvements come along with it. Really nice. Glad that's happening. STRVK. Terrain resistance is 87 to 104, 80 to 87, and 55 to 61. Better hull and turret movement rotation dispersion. Engine power 695 to 687. I don't like that change, to be fair. It needs turret armor. It really needs turret armor. M6 engine power goes from 765 to 782. And then for the 105mm gun, I believe this is the 2-shot, if I remember correctly. Better shot dispersion, after shot, and turret rotation dispersion. And aim time is now 4.1 instead of 4.8. 777 added sandbags provision, main shell type AP, and now the shell speed is 870 instead of 920. 920 goes to 870, 890 to 830, and 840 to 780. VK72 shell speed 757 to 750. 606 to 690 and 757 to 670. Shell pen 254 to 257, 330 to 338, 80 to 84. Better hull movement rotation dispersion. Object 260, main shell type APCR to AP. Better turret rotation dispersion. Turret rotation speed 22.95 to 26.07. Better turret armor, depends what you define better with. Aim time is now 3.9. Main shell pen is now 256. BZ75 for the 460 alpha gun, or the 130mm gun. Reload speed 11.89 to 11.03. Aim time 4.0 to 3.9. Reverse turret rotation dispersion. T57 heavy. Engine power 810 to 970. Alpha damage 400 to 375. Why? Why did this have to happen? Why? 340 to 320. 515 to 470. Reload speed, or the magazine, sorry. 23.01 seconds to 20.13 seconds. Reload time between shells is now 2.4. Shell speed 1067 to 870, 1067 to 920, 1067 to 790. Why did they have to decrease the damage? They have butchered the not butchered, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but why did that have to be changed? The T57 was perfectly fine. Like, no need to change it. The 5A, nearly there. Shot dispersion, 0.364 to 0.360. Better hull movement dispersion. Aim time, 4.3 to 4.2. Shell speed, 930 to 870. 930 to 790. 930 to 700. 50B, max speed forwards, backwards. So its forward speed is increasing to 53. And its reverse is going to 16. Alpha damage 380 goes to 415, 320 to 350, 500 to 550. Rotation speed 31.25 to 29.02. Better hull movement rotation dispersion has 3 shells instead of 4. Okay, why? Magazine reload goes from 23.82 to 21.10. And then reload between shells is now 2.5. Why did that need to change? And now, for some reason, well, the AE Phase 1 has emergency track. That wraps it up. Looks like the new meta is either going to be tank destroyers or lights. I'm not entirely sure which. But, yeah, I have not... it's a pretty wild balance change. I'll say that now. I'm not sure why these are happening, or why some of these are happening. Like, some tanks, like the Chieftain, for example, that's just got buffed. And then you have the 4005 with 650 alpha per shot. And it's just... we'll have to wait and see. But in the state of these balance changes, I would definitely suggest changing them. They better not be final in their current state, because it will wreck the game else, honestly. You know, I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and I was saying that people were saying, you want a balanced game, don't you? This is not what you call balanced. I'm saying that now. This is not what you call a balanced game. Pull the other leg and go research what balance means. But yeah, that is basically it. So do be sure to leave your opinions and comments down below. Yeah, I know it's been a long time since I last made a video, but yeah, here it is. Here is a video for you. We are just complaining about the balance changes. And overall, downvote. I do not like them. But yeah, leave down your comments down below. Remember to like and subscribe, as it really helps me out, and so you don't miss future content. And well, that is basically it from me. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.